Big John, Big John.
Okay, good Sunday morning, everybody. It is a beautiful morning, mid 60s. Pretty good night at work last night. Real good, actually. And so yeah, we're going to say Sunday. Don't get many Sundays anymore, but we worked last night. So I thought there was a clean one. I grabbed a coffee can out of the garage because I want to try and level that seed out. There's a clean one. So we have Kirk's seed tender, and that box of LG seed right there is mine, or ours, me and Dad's. So we're gonna go over there to Woodville, and we're gonna try and empty out the planter as much as we can drilling. That's what this is for. And then change varieties, because I got Golden Harvest in there now. So we got Golden Harvest in there now, so we're gonna change that over to LG. And we got them 2 small fields to do over there, and then 2 13-acre fields back here. Hopefully I can get it all knocked out today, and we'll be done planting beans till the week comes off, maybe. Okay, got auger swung out, and got her started, figured out how to run it, got the auger swung out there. So I'm only going to be able to make a couple rounds with the seed that's left in the grain drill, get that all planted out, and then we'll load her up with LG seed and plant that. And when I get loaded, I'll have more than enough seed to plant both of these fields, so Dad can take that back home. Or probably what I'll do is I'll finish planting this field, and then I'll fill up again the rest of that box, because that whole box won't fit in here. It's 40 units, and this doesn't quite hold 40 units. So we'll get this whole girl started, and we'll level out the seed with the container, and we'll get planting. Well, that was interesting. Touchscreen wouldn't respond. Shut it off, started it back up about 3 times, and finally I unplugged it, took it all off the mount, unplugged it. Plugs should look all good. Plugged it back in, now it's working, so I guess we'll go. Okay, we get to play with Kirk's seed tender. So he said the gas was off. I already had it running. I know the gas was off. So we gotta open this valve because we're running the front. This is my with just a little switch. Its fabric end not made quite right, I don't think. Splattered beams. I'm just happy in letting it use it. All right, now we just got to get it put back in the rotator. That works pretty slick. All right, we'll get some graphite on there and keep rolling. All right, I don't know if I mentioned this when we were loading there, but I couldn't get no more seed out of it. The thing was full. That was a 45 unit box. But I got to looking at it, the seeds are only 3,500 seeds per pound. So they're a small seed. So I did put 45 units in the drill. It'll hold about, we got a doe and a fawn out there. Little tyke. 2 of them, twins. Anyway, you can't see them, so I'm not even gonna bother trying. But yeah, so they say it'll hold 40 bushel, which we never really got 40 bushel out of. But 45 units of 3,500 pound seeds. 3,500 seeds per pound. Well, that was nice. My daughter we just did a Snapchat call and got to see my 3 granddaughters, and they all wished me happy Father's Day. So that was cool. And we're just chugging along. We loaded her up and we're rolling. So I was talking about the different size seeds. The last seeds that we had in here were 2,800 seeds per pound. So those seeds were big. These seeds are 3,500 seeds per pound. So they're small. They're not real small, but they're small. That's the wonderful thing about these belt meters that we have, the SI belt meters on this grain drill, is that you can change seed size. The only limitation is you can't go with seeds that are bigger than 2,500 seeds per pound. They won't work. But when changing from the 28s to the 35s, we don't have to adjust the drill. If it was still the old slide gates and the cups that spin, you would have to neck that down. Otherwise, you'd be planting very, very heavy with the smaller seeds because they're smaller, and that's just more of a controlled spill. So with these belt meters on, it's singulating the seeds, almost like a planter instead of the drill. I hope you understand what I mean. If you have any questions about that, hit me up in the comments and I'll try and do a better job of explaining it. I know I've talked about them in the past. They're pretty good, except for flipping the brushes, taking the tubes on and off. But I think it's worth it. The singulation is worth it. Alrighty, 11:45, and we are on the last pass on the last field at Woodville. And we're on the wrong end of the field. Never fails. Anyway, so we'll get her pinned up, raised up, pinned up, everything secured, and head to my house. We'll see you over there. Okay, got her all pinned up. Let's look at some numbers here. So, 65.53 acres. Now, granted, there was some overlap in there. So I used 34 and a half gallons of fuel, and I drove a little over 43 miles. Let me find the page here, back. Performance. Of that 43 miles that I drove, that don't seem right. Only 16 miles in work. That would be when it is down. About that, had to change batteries. But yeah, so it's 8 miles over here. But that's 16 miles in work. It's got to be more than that. Of course, the problem is if you bump this lever and pick it up, even if you just bump it, it shuts that counter off until you lower it back down. So I don't know if that happened. It just don't seem right. Of course, you got a lot of turning around and driving back and forth and backing up and everything else. I have to keep an eye on that in the next field. So yeah, we used, where was we? So yeah, 34 gallon to plant 65 acres. So that's a half a gallon a mile, a half a gallon an acre. That's pretty good. But anyway, I'm gonna stop here. I'm getting ready to get out on the road, so I'm gonna shut this off and pay attention to the drivers, other drivers. We'll see you at my house. Okay, made it home. Only met a few cars. Wasn't too awful bad. Never go down this road without meeting at least one or two. So, you see, Dad's been getting stuff around to get that. Get that seed out of the wagon. So we dumped the first tote of seed we dumped into the wagon, thinking that you know, we'd use the drill fill, the auger on the back of the drill. Well, when that broke, we had no way to get that. So Kirk let us use his seed tender. Well, you can flip the auger out on that, and you can actually load it with its own auger. Well, we're going to take the auger, flip it out, or the belt conveyor, get it out, and get the wagon out of the barn, pull it up, dump it into the conveyor belt, into the back into the hopper, put the hopper on top there, and use that to finish planting. So yeah. All right, lost the screw pin and my screw pin shackle, so got a bolt. This goes in. This could get interesting. See if I can hold that up with my knees. Get that thing started in there. Yep, that's right. Okay, let's see if that holds. Dad's getting the planter out. We'll get this stuff moved. Well, it's 2:37. A good old Murphy strikes again. Yeah. So I'm down on the other end, putting headlands in. Turn around watching. I noticed the wheels. You guys probably noticed this drill has dual wheels that pick it up, the transport wheels. Well, on the right side, the inner one is doing this. So I finished planting headlands. I planted my way down to this end of the field because it was in the air when you're planting. There's no pressure on it. But now I'm going to limp it up to the barn, pull it in there, and take the thing off. Yeah. The joys of farming with old equipment. It's a good drill. She's starting to show her age, so 6,500 acres on it. Give or take 10%. So yeah, we'll see you up there. All right, well, yeah. Take a look at this, guys. The whole hub is broke. So yeah, this'll. Murphy's a farmer.
This might look better, John.
So let's see if we can get the same thing, Dad. Thank you, though. See if we can get this pin out of here. All right, I'm going to set you guys down here. Half of it.
Okay. Pull him out the top, maybe?
Nope, there's too much of the ring on the bottom.
Oh. Went through that time, I think. Damn thing. Huh.
Why won't that fall out of there?
You bring a wrench to fit that big nut?
Nope.
Are they big enough?
I'm kind of busy right now, Dad. I'm not gonna worry about that. Yeah. Bigger.
I ain't got one.
I got pair of channel locks.
That's an inch and a 16th. I don't think I got an inch and an 8.
There we go. Whew, why was that so stubborn? I got it. Give me a blue rag, will you?
What's that?
I got it.
Okay.
Give me a blue shop rag off the counter over there, will you, please?
A blue what?
Shop rag. Thank you.
Screw the nuts up a little bit.
Probably a bunch of dirt in the threads.
You didn't want the counter key you gave me, do you?
No, here's the other half of it.
Go away.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep, yep.
It's getting tight enough I can't turn it.
Oh. Damn thing. I looked at them the other morning. They seemed to be all right.
I didn't notice it wobbling. I don't know. Couldn't tell you when and where. I thought I'd have seen that, but
Is it even coming off?
no,
Going
I'm
on?
threading it back on now. So get that can of WD-40 over there, will you?
WD-40.
Yep.
Shit.
Go around and give me that big crest wrench out of the cab.
There?
Yeah.
In the cab?
Yes. On the floor. All right. Can't do it with a small tool. Get a bigger tool, right? All right. When in doubt, get the big boy out. That pulled it off. Threads are messed up though.
Damn thing goes through there.
Hammer. There's one race. Pieces and parts. Whew.
Yeah, screw that on there again and see if you can get that. Probably not. Maybe, huh?
Doesn't want to go on straight. Well, at least it didn't fall off going down the road.
Yes.
And literally fall off.
Oop, oh, good.
Castle nut got kind of beat up.
Damn.
Beat the end of the threads up too. Chisel?
Threads are all shot.
Chisel?
Chisel? Yep.
Well, I'm gonna take a grinder and cut that with a cutoff wheel and cut that off of there. I'm not fighting with that. Anyway, this will be it for tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Well, as you can see, the stub's screwed up there. I have to get an exploded view of this. If the bearing rides out on this, it'll be all right.
They ain't got that back there anyway, I'll bet you.
But if that bearing comes in here on this raised up part, that's messed up down there. So we're gonna have to replace that. Yep. This bolt in here is just tighter than crazy. I got the nut loose and hit it with a hammer and it just laughed at me.
Solid, like it's made in there.
Threads are kind of screwed up here on the end. All right, well, bedtime. All right, so the chances of them having what we need tomorrow is slim to none. This side was a little bit loose, so we took the wheel bearing apart, or we took the jam nut off, axle nut, popped the outside bearing off, packed a bunch of wheel bearing grease in there. I don't want to pull the whole thing off. I don't want to wreck the seal. Don't have a seal. Pushed a bunch of grease back in there, repacked the outer bearing. Now we're going to tighten it down. I got to find a cotter pin and probably plant tomorrow with one wheel on this side. I'll just take it easy on the ends when I'm turning around. So it's the only time it's on the ground is when you're turning around. So yeah. Okay, got that one all back together, tightened up, was able to use the old cotter pin, got the cap back on it. Spins nice, no knot, no rattle, she's good and tight. So, 4 o'clock. Gotta be up in 5 hours to go to work. Toodles.